welcome to Center-ECD Enterprise TV, and this is Food Tech Talk with Mrs. K. My name is Ihedimma. It's been our first episode in a while, and we're going to be looking at a lot of things about the food industry. This year is going to be really enlightening, it's going to be educative, and let's just learn. So today we're going to be looking at 10 things a foodpreneur can do to revive a failed goal or failed food project. Statistics says that up to sometimes 60 to 70% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. And have you wondered why? If we can find out why they have been failing, then we will be able to start looking at what the entrepreneurs can do to revive the failed project, because sometimes the business failed for so many reasons. It could be lack of funding, it could be that the entrepreneur does not understand how business runs, it could be act of God, government policies, a lot of issues that can possibly affect a business. My interest is usually on the food industry. So we're going to be looking at 10 things a foodpreneur can do. If your business has failed in the past, you started a chin-chin business, you don't know what happened, it went down, you started gari processing, it went down, you were wondering, what do I do with all this equipment? What do I do with the set of customers I have and all that? There is a way out. If you are still interested in that business, then listen attentively to this episode. So the first thing you can do is to decide whether you want this business to survive, if you want to wake it up. It's a decision you now have to take. The first time maybe you acted out of fashion, you acted out of you copied somebody was doing business and you saw, oh, it seems to be a very great one, and you jumped into it without really thinking. But this time that you are coming from a position of failure actually is not final. Failure, I see it sometimes as an opportunity to learn, an opportunity to become better. If you know why a business failed, then you are less likely to fail again. So the first thing you will do is to reflect. We've talked about now you've decided, I want to wake up this business that went under. First thing you will do is not to jump back at it and start calling customers to come back. First thing you should do is to reflect on what went wrong. How did you arrive at this point where you closed shop entirely? What went wrong? So if you reflect on past challenges, you didn't get enough customers, raw materials, flooding, whatsoever, you find out what happened. Then assess the weight of what happened. There are situations that are redeemable, there are situations that are irredeemable. Situations that are outside your control, you may really not do much about it. Let's say, for instance, the product you are producing became banned by the government. There is nothing much you can do about that. There's nothing much absolutely you can do about that at the moment, except you go for maybe advocacy, trying to prove your point. But within this time or frame of time, there's nothing much you can do. But there are the circumstances that are within your control. And these are the things you're going to be looking at. Within the entrepreneur, within you, did it fail because of something that you have control over? When you find out reasons why it failed, you analyze it, analyze your customers' feedback the time the business was thriving. You can actually interview or have a chat with your former staff, former colleague, just to get information about what exactly went wrong. When you have a good overview of what went wrong, then you will reignite your passion, and that is number 2. This time around, waking up the dead, you need a lot of passion, because you are going to face the same terrain that brought you down the second time. You're going to face it, and this time around, you're facing it with much more courage, and you need a lot of passion to be able to scale those hurdles that you went through before. Revisit why you went to the business in the first place. Why? You wanted to make extra income. You wanted to solve a problem. Some people see wastage in the food industry. Maybe you're coming from the time I went through Benue State and I saw lots of fruits and vegetables spoiling. I'm like, wow, I wished I could settle within this environment and maybe float a fruit processing company. Maybe that's your why. You want to solve a particular problem. You went and you saw malnourished children and you went into food production for malnourished children and all that. Whatever your why is your why gone? You wanted a new source of income and that's why you went into the business. Do you still want a new source of income? You saw food wastage and you wanted to get into processing to solve that problem. Is there still food wastage in the country? So look at your why. If your why is still valid, then let your passion for what you went into wake up. Now, this time that you're coming back, you need to start small. Yes, you're thinking big, but if you're coming from a position of failure, you are going to start small. Let's say funding is not a problem. You have enough funding to float $1 million food processing company. Take it easy, calm down. You can get the expanse of land and start from a corner and set up something small and then test the water. So once you have your minimum viable product, that is the smallest product a customer can appreciate and buy. Use it to get back into the market. Look at customer perception. If you have been out for a while, chances are that your customers have moved on. Chances are that competitors have gone into the same business that you left, because when you left your business, you created a vacuum. Competitors are watching, people are watching. So somebody may have said, oh, this is a person that used a supply app to this community. She's no longer in the business. Let me start the same business. So your customers may have gone. So when you come back, you're going to test the waters with one leg. Yeah. Check out how the market is responding to this product. As you're testing the waters, you will also begin to build a support network, a strong support network. You failed in the first place. You are coming back. Failure is a learning point. So even though I use the word failure, it's actually not really failure. It's an opportunity to learn. But this time around, don't go through the journey alone. That is the next point I'm talking about. You need to build a strong support network around you. This strong support network, a lot of people, and I've seen it affect some people's businesses. When you are going into business, you don't want to tell people about it. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about your challenges, maybe because you're afraid somebody may steal your idea. You're afraid somebody may take over your customers, or whatever fears you may have. This time around, those fears actually are not really as important. Like the fear of somebody stealing your idea is actually less than the gains you will have when you share your business idea with experienced people. So communicate what's going on with you, with a mentor, with a colleague. Bounce your ideas, bounce what you are doing with people, and listen. Don't just listen to voices, listen to body language. When you are listening, active listening helps you to understand what the feedbacks from the market, the feedback from your mentors. Now, it is not every feedback you take that you jump at. So a feedback is not a command. It's opportunity for you to look at your business from different perspectives. Now, somebody may be telling you, no, don't come back. Oh, if you come back, your customers are gone. Listen to the person. It does not mean that your customers are gone. It means that this is this person's opinion. Listen to the market. Now, the next point is, do not take your decisions after you've listened to different people, you've listened to colleagues, listened to former customers, listened to former staff and everything. Do not take your decisions based on individual interviews from people. Go for data. How do you get data for what you are doing? We live in a digital age and there's a lot of customer insights available as data online. So you may send questionnaires. You may also tap from maybe run ads with take a poll and see. Facebook, for instance, gives you opportunity to see the insights from the adverts you are running, to be able to tell the response or how people are responding to what you are saying. So go for data. Research your target market thoroughly this time around. If the target market has shifted, probably you had low sales in the time you were in business prior to the shutdown. Why were the customers not paying? Maybe you are at marketing, focusing on the wrong target market. Maybe you're going to shift from a particular category of customers to another segment of customers. So with data, you will be able to find out the decisions you are going to take on the customer segment you're going to be targeting, or the volume of products you're going to be producing, or the source of raw materials you're going to be getting. You need data, not sentiments or assumptions.